and we'll try to move it quicker than we did last time. All right, guys, so sorry, we had a little technical difficulty, had to restart the video. So the other company that originally came in here, they were in over their head. I immediately noticed just as I walked in that the sand and finish job wasn't to our standard anyway. And she had a few places that she wanted us to look at in possible replacement. And I suggested to her, I said, well, look, we can replace it, but a patch in is just not going to look as good as if we were to just fully sand and refinish it. Now, Adrienne, your initial reservations were due to the last company that came in. When they sanded the floor, what was your experience like as far as?
They sanded by hand and didn't cordon off any of the area that they were sanding in. And I had probably a quarter to a half an inch of sawdust throughout my entire house. And I really, truly mean that. And when Jason came in, he could see my trepidation based on that. And he said, no, our system doesn't work like that. It's contained. And, I thought, oh, sure, there will still be dust, because that's just my experience.
Yeah.
And I was shocked after he did the floors the first day. I walked through and ran my hand on the counter and there was no dust.
Yeah.
So he really means it. They can do this almost dust free.
Yeah. And the way that Adrienne explained to me when she first started telling me of her experience, and I originally said, well, let me give you a price at least for a full sand and refinish, because I always like my clients to know what their options are, because you may look at it and say, hey, for the price of the patch versus a full sand and refinish, the juice might be worth a squeeze for me to just go ahead and do that. And Adrienne's initial reservations were due to that the fact that she'd had another company come in here and they didn't do it the way that a company should. She said that the chandelier looked like something from the Addams Family, and there was dust just, high to low. And when you're talking about, she has some beams and some columns in here that are, that will cling, and they're hard to clean. And she said she spent several days, weeks cleaning months from every nook and cranny of the home. So that was her initial, and that's when I told her, I said, look, it's not like that. We use dust containment systems, HEPA filtration. So that's a big thing a lot of our clients worry about, not just Adrienne, that there's going to be dust in the home. Because you don't want to come home and then after your project's done, you're, hey, great, the floors look good, but now the rest of my home looks like
and the expense, because $1,500 was the quote I got to come in and clean the house after I had already done the floors.
Wow. So an additional
lot.
Expense towards getting the house clean. That's not something you want to do. You don't want to spend money just to get a project done. You're like, well, now we have to start another project of cleaning the house. So that was a big thing too. Now, we'd originally taken a look at her back room, and we'd suggested doing a screen and recoat, which is different than a full sand and refinish. It addresses some top issues. She had some areas that had some sun fading, some color loss, and some gouging. And we do our best to make sure that we kind of set the expectation of what to expect. And once we finished with the screen and recoat in the back bedroom, I had Adrienne come and look at it. I said, hey, come look at the floors. She looked at it, and there was an area by the front door. She was happy with everything else, but there was an area by the front door that had some pretty deep gouging just from dogs or pets or something over the years. And she said, is nothing going to happen with this? And I said, unfortunately, unless we fully sand it, I was like, that's not going to come out. It's not part of what a screen and recoat addresses. At that point, I could tell that she wasn't fully happy, so I just said, hey, Adrienne, if you want, I said, what we can do, we can fully sand and refinish the floor. I won't charge you for what we've done for the screening and the recoating. I said, I want you to be happy with it. So we ended up doing a full sand and refinish. And I think you're happy that you did. I'm happy that you did, because I think it's, again, a more cohesive look to the floor. Everything matches now, so I think it looks really good. And if you will, kind of touch a little bit on the text and email and the communication and us showing up on time, and what was that like, as far as our communication with you and then showing up at the house on time and respecting your house, how we were here. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I knew probably just a few days after you came out for the estimate, I knew when you would be here. He gave me the date. And I thought, okay, I figure it'll be within a week, because I understand sometimes jobs go long.
Yeah.
But about 5 days before you came, I got another notice saying we're going to be there on Monday morning. We'll be there between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
They showed up, went right to work, despite my chit chat all the time. because I do chat with them. But they were here. They did exactly what they needed to do. There was never any, they didn't abuse my home in any way, shape, or form. They were very considerate, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I think we made a lot of improvements to her home.
I think you made some improvements.
Yeah.
But the one thing I want to stress is the screening and recoat was not bad. If
Yeah.
I could have gone that route, I would love to have gone that route because it looked so cool.
Yeah.
It was just those dog scratches in the floor that
Yeah.
I couldn't get past it. So he very graciously offered to go ahead and do the full job.
Yeah. And we also, while we were here too, she had a soft spot in the floor. We went into the house,
Yeah.
did some bracing on that. We filled some areas with some gaps. She had an area by the front door where the previous installers had just ran the boards straight to the door, but they were very jagged. So what we ended up doing was just running a line straight down and putting a turn board. If you don't know what that is, just where we run a board horizontally to the rest of the boards, and it gives it one even transition. Without the need for a transition strip, it's just a natural transition because it's flush with the rest of the flooring, stained to match the rest of the floors. So,
And it looks great.
Yeah, I think everything came out really good. We went with a matte finish. She chose to do the UV finishing because of the durability, and the next biggest thing was because there's no downtime.
There was I am standing on the floor that they just did today.
Yeah.
And I am so excited about
just
that.
two hours ago, this floor was getting its final coat, and now we're standing
Yep.
on it, walking on it. We've got some family members in the back running around, playing on the floors, and guys, that's the beauty of the ultraviolet curing. Is
Yeah.
There's no downtime.
I would not do it any other way.
Exactly, and that's what our clients love. Is you want to get back to your home, you want to get back to living, and you don't want to have that downtime. So
Yeah.
that's what our clients love about the UV. And I think I had one more question for you. Oh yeah, you and I had spoke briefly on this, and guys, this is one that we get very often. Is when clients call us, they want us to come out, they want us to do an in-home consultation. We tell them we're not like most companies. We have a $65 in-home consultation. You and I had kind of discussed this a little bit and some of the value in that. And when we come out, it's not, and I'll kind of let you touch on it too here in a second, is when we come out, it's not, I'm coming out and I'm like, okay, Adrienne, here's your price. Let me shoot a laser and then I'll get
Square foot, here's your price.
Here's my card. I'll see you later. I'll send you an estimate in a day or two. It's not like that at all, and I'll just kind of let Adrienne share a little bit about it. For us, it's more geared towards making sure that you have all the necessary information to make an informed decision, and not one just based off of whatever it is that a company's trying to push for their own financial reasoning. So I'll let her kind of touch on, what was your experience like, I guess, and me coming in here and informing you and the education that you received with my time here.
I don't think that you could have, you couldn't have known what you were going to find.
Yeah.
Because I thought I just needed repairs. Mm-hmm. And I could have gone with that. But the minute he walked in and said your floors were sanded unevenly, I knew, I couldn't believe he could tell that from just standing here in my kitchen, number one.
Yeah.
But I knew at that point that I was going to have the full refinish done. But the amount of knowledge that he conveys to you, because he's here, he's looking at it, he's giving you his, thoughts on every single little bit of your floor. He's looking at all of it, looking at all of the scuffs, all the damage, all of the places that need to be fixed. And my transitions were standing a half inch above what they should have been. He came in and pushed those down. It's a night and day difference. It feels like now I've had the job done professionally.
Correct. Yeah, and that's, again, one of those things that we always tell our client is we're not coming out and just providing a service. We're what I believe, and from my years of just working in service industries, is I believe in value added. Mm-hmm. If I can come in here and I can go over everything with you, and I can inform you in such a way that now you can make an informed decision based off of knowledge and logic, and not me just saying, hey, I think this is best for you. But instead of it being a one-dimensional estimate where we come in and we just shoot a square footage and, again, give you a card and leave and, hey, we can do this for you, I want to show you what that entire 360-degree picture looks like, so that way you know all the ins and outs, and then you can make the best decision for you and your family. And that's part of the in-home consultation. Is every job is unique, every job is different, every pain point is different. We come in and we understand the pain points that our clients have, and we want to make sure that we deliver a service surrounded around preventing any of those pain points they may have experienced, they may have had, any difficulties they've had in the past, and we want to cater and create an experience from start to finish, because it's not just we come in and it's job, okay, see you, Adrienne. It's we want to deliver an experience from start to finish that is unique, that is smooth, that is client and customer service focused, and just going above and beyond for our clients at all costs. And that's why we have that $65 consultation fee, because it truly is a value added service, and we know that that's something that's unique, because you have a lot
I
of
got
companies.
something completely different than what I thought I needed because
Exactly.
you came out.
Exactly, and that's what
You
I'm
have
saying.
to do that.
Because I very easily could have said, hey, look, you called me and said I need a repair, and I could have given you a price, and then you never would have known, like, well, hey, maybe we can refinish it and it'd be a little more cost effective, or maybe we refinish it and the cost benefit over 5, 6, 7, 8 years looks much better than just doing a patch job. And so, guys, it's those things that are very important and very important considerations, and not to mention the $65 gets deducted from the total of the project. Guys, we're not charging $300 to come out. It's just, it is a small initial investment that lets us know that our clients are invested in this. They've done their homework, they've done their research, and they want a professional in the home. And that's what we aim to deliver. I think that's what we've delivered here. Adrienne's happy with it. I'm happy with it. Is your son, is that...
He's in the other room hiding.
Well, her son came in. I mean, he's seen it. He's thrilled with it. The kids are happy with it. I think. You guys happy with it?
Yeah, especially
they're
with no
it.
furniture in it.
No furniture.
They really like that aspect.
So yeah, guys, it's. I think everything's came out really great. Adrienne, I really do. I appreciate your business. I appreciate you using a local business. I appreciate you trusting us and allowing us in your home. I really do. I really appreciate that. Last question, would you recommend to refer us to a
Absolutely.
friend?
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind he's the best.
You heard it here, and Adrienne knows everything. All right, Adrienne, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet.
That was awesome.